It's Thursday for a change for Let's Talk Football's League of Ireland special here on the sportshacks.com. And joining me, as always, is our good friend and resident League of Ireland expert, Daryl Gary. Daryl, as always, you're welcome to the Sports Hacks.
Thank you so much for having me again. Really
The
appreciate it,
reason,
as always.
and you're always welcome, you know that. So the reason we're going early this week, 24 hours early, Daryl, is because of European football, because this is the week when our clubs get back into action and the prize on offer if they can get through to a group stage, be it in any of the three competitions, the Champions League, the Europa League or the Conference League, the offer of real financial clout out of Europe is so significant for our clubs. Not a great start to the week, it has to be said. Shamrock Rovers going to Malta, losing 2-0 to Floriana. Not an insurmountable lead, it has to be said, when they go back to Tal on Tuesday, but losing Matt Healy to a red card. And afterwards, Stephen Bradley said they did miss Pico Lopez.
Yeah, I mean, as you've seen with Pico's performances, any team would really miss him. I thought it's, like you said, it's not insurmountable, but it's going to be tough. Hoping Tal is packed next week. But yeah, the red card, very unlike Matt Healy. Usually he's a cool, calm, collected character on the pitch. He knows when to take a yellow. But the 2 and 30 seconds was out of character, and then the goal quickly after. Just it was deflated, but like you said, there's still a chance, and I fancy with Shamrock Rovers' firepower. They showed glimpses last night that they do have enough to rescue this. So, wonder how fit Pico is, and if he's in his ice baths already.
He offered, as we know, to go straight back from Cape Verde after the celebrations. They got in there early on Sunday morning. He did offer to go to Malta, and Stephen said, no, look, enjoy your homecoming, take a break and come back to us. I think they're back in training on Friday ahead of the game on Tuesday. So it'll be good to have him back, and no doubt he's going to get a hero's welcome when he returns to Tala.
Yeah, it's going to be a massive occasion. Just having Pico alone there, never mind what's riding on. They can actually turn this around. I believe they can. But yeah, this is the place to be. The place is going to be rocking. Get one of the heroes back. One of the biggest names in world football as well.
Yeah, he is now. It's really important, isn't it, for the Rovers fans, and indeed for maybe neutrals in Dublin as well, to get along, buy your ticket, get there, and make this a fortress for Shamrock Rovers against Floriana.
Yeah, that's it. Like you could put the rivalries aside to a certain extent. Let's be honest. You want the Irish clubs to do well in Europe. You want that money coming into the country, or it's spread out here, there, and everywhere. So you always want them to do well, and this is a great chance for them to do that now. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Shamrock Rovers can do on the home soil.
It's special for players as well, isn't it? European football. I mean, as I said earlier, the chances to get into the group stage, no matter what competition they're involved in, the chances of group stages in Europe is something a player should aspire to.
Yeah, definitely, and it's achievable, like we've seen in recent history. And like from the player's point of view, it can put you in a shop window that you mightn't even be allowed on the street, never mind in the shop. So, it's ideal to put yourself on there on that pedestal to show you can do it at the highest level. I never know what can come out of it, but the glory, yeah, like you make yourself a hero, and they can definitely do that next week.
2 games tonight, of course, for 2 of our clubs, because Derry City are away to CSKA Sofia, and Bohemians are at home to St. Joseph's of Gibraltar. Let's start with Derry, because they got a thumping at home last week by Waterford. We will come back to Waterford, but that's not great preparation for Europe.
It's not ideal, no, and you can see that they've started the rebuild. I think they're 4 through the door now. The Dutch midfielder was announced as well on Wednesday, so they're starting to rebuild, but they're still like 2 or 3 players behind from where they actually were at the beginning of the season. So like, it's not ideal preparation. The squad is going to be imbalanced. They're not going to know each other on the pitch, haven't trained together. So it's not ideal preparation for Derry, who probably got the toughest draw of the 3 teams.
You would have to think that the champions of, or sorry, not the champions, but a club with the caliber of CSKA Sofia, a club with the history of CSKA Sofia, in what is a competitive league, they're going to be no mean shakes tonight, are they?
No, absolutely not. Like, Derry have it all to do. I really hope they can dig in and rescue something for the game, make it even respectable, because, like you said, the unknown of their squad, what the confidence is like in the dressing room after their inconsistent league form, to put it nicely, this season. So yeah, really fair for them. We just hope they dig in and take something back.
They have to make the game in the Brandywell meaningful, don't they? That has to be their aim. Get out there and keep it alive.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and they have this is where James McLean's experience will come in. I think no doubt he'll really rally the troops and he can get them organised in midfield. Even if he can't get around as much as he used to, you could see his organisational skills are still there from a central point of view. So yes, that's going to be massive. You can just get them organised, get 5 at the back, and just frustrate them. That's all. Get through the 90 minutes and go home.
It's very much a different challenge for Bohemians, isn't it? I mean, they're at home to St. Joseph's of Gibraltar. They will be fancied to win the home game. You would think they would be as well off winning the home game emphatically, wouldn't they?
Yeah, that's a different type of pressure, isn't it? They have to go and win. They have to take something from here and bring it over. They're heavy favourites. So I'm looking at some of the odds, which like which is a bit baffling considering they haven't been in Europe in such a long time. So, but yeah, they're in good form. Randy will have a good game plan, and yeah, Daily Mount's going to be rocking. So I'm really excited to see what Bows can do.
And there isn't a ticket available. 6 p.m. of course, due to the floodlights at Daily Mount before they get demolished. But is it a good thing or a bad thing that it's not under lights?
There's something special, isn't there, under the lights? I don't know if it's nostalgia or the age shown, but yeah, something under the lights. Just you've had that all that day to really build up to it, and it makes it a bit more of an occasion for some reason. You can't really put your finger on it why, but yeah, because it's been so long, I don't think it'll play at 10 o'clock on the Sunday, and I still think it'd be a crazy atmosphere. So.
We've spoken about him before, but the fact now that they have Harry Vaughan, he was in on loan from Hull City. He's now into the end of the season.
Yeah.
That's a big boost for them, isn't it?
Yeah, it's massive. Yeah, because he could have gone, and we did fear that. Because he played so well up until the contract expiry, that we did have that niggling feeling that there'd be other teams that he could well suit in that number 10 position.
Even United.
Exactly. Yeah.
As we said.
Even the same city, but. If he suits some styles of football, so it's good to get him there. I think Bows fans are probably hoping that there wasn't the small print of for the rest of the season. They're hoping he's staying permanently for a year and a half, maybe. But yeah, it's a boost. And look, any team with Harry Vaughan at the moment seems to be he's gonna improve any team, isn't it? So he's brilliant. Yeah,
they're going to be better for him. I'm also looking at Ross Tierney, and Ross is like he's starting to come good again, and he's definitely niggling teams, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a nightmare to play against. Let's be honest. And he had his best season. He was playing off the big number 9 like Georgie Kelly, and Afalabi, who I don't know if Bows fans are allowed, but I mentioned in the same sentence as Rossi. But yeah, he started to come into form now, and he's going to be a nightmare. He's going to terrorise these teams. They won't know what to do with him. They probably wouldn't have dealt with a player like this, really. They'll probably have a crowd number 10 and a number 9 to deal against. But someone who's so busy and so energetic and can go 90 plus minutes, like he's shown against Pats a couple of weeks ago, and he's going to terrorize them.
The Rottweiler, he will snap at your heels no matter what. Whether you're on the ball, off the ball, he will be snapping at your heels, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Before we look at the league matches, Chelsea's not in Europe at this stage. They got to buy into the next round. They had Celtic in Talca Park. Big night in terms of a big crowd, big financial gains, of course. But did they learn anything really against what is effectively a reserve Celtic team with a few first teamers who didn't get to the World Cup?
Now, footballing wise, I don't think there was much really in it, was there? If we're being honest, it was a great commercial event. They packed the place out. Celtic attracted who they attract, and yeah, it was a great night for the league to see that these top teams actually want to come over as well. And I know it's on the start of their pre-season or whatever, but it's something that they're going to test themselves and start their work up against a tough team who's in the middle of a season. So from the Celtic point of view, footballing wise, it's a good test. But yeah, it's all about it's all about commercial, and I think these glamour friendlies, they're not. I can't see the bad in them really. Unless a first teamer gets a knock but again, they don't play too much. They rotate heavily, so I think it's great for the league. And then you see the post afterwards with the Chadwick's man of the match post gone viral, which again is ideal, and you can't buy that advertising or that clout on social media, as they call it. But I just hope Gannon's pretty careful with that change.
It's one of the more interesting man of the match awards that we've seen over the years. But you would hope as well that maybe some of the Celtic fans, let's call them that, who turned up to see their team, might have just liked their night out at Talca Park and might come back on some Friday night and enjoy themselves.
Absolutely, yeah. And seeing how Shelbourne play is the main thing. Like, they probably wouldn't have seen Shells play at all or know any names, but they're going to go home last night thinking, or Tuesday night thinking, oh, he was pretty good and he was pretty good, and this young lad coming through, and this is how it starts. It's the snowball effect, and it's getting people in the door who, like, let's be honest, wouldn't really go on a Friday night. So again, hopefully there's a clamour for tickets now in the next home game because of this, off the back of this Celtic game. But yeah, all good.
I think if that's all it does, that will be good. So, we're going to
Yeah.
turn our attentions to the League of Ireland action this Friday, as opposed to the European action. League of Ireland action, of course, Friday and Saturday this weekend. You mentioned them already, Jonathan Afolabi, a player coming into the league, coming back into the league, and going home to Tala.
Yeah, it's a great move for him. I think he really needs to get his career back on track as well. The last couple of years have been stop-start and haven't really gone the way he hoped. Obviously, he's a local lad, I think, as well, and it's where he started. So it's going to be great for him. It's great for Shamrock Rovers as well. Considering we spoke last week, their front line is kind of up in the air now over the short term. So yeah, like, to have that experience, that caliber finisher through the door is great. And again, like we mentioned, again, I think last week or the week before that, Shamrock Rovers have just have to be 1 or 2 goals better than everyone else. They haven't had to reach levels, and getting a striker like that through the door is going to help them get those goals easily.
And of course, they're getting their World Cup captain back as well. So the reason I mentioned him is, of course, is because he's coming into the league. But Owen Kenny, we spoke about him a couple of weeks ago after that wonder goal against Bohemians at Dalymount Park, and he has got his move. I mean, we talked about it on the night. He's got his move. He's going to go over to Portsmouth, newly promoted to the Championship, of course. And their manager, Mourinho, said that, or Mourinho it is. He's Mourinho with an S. But he was making the point that Owen is so lively, a little bit like John Kenny when he went to Bolton. And took his chance there. But Owen is lively, he's energetic, he's different to what they see normally in England. And, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets straight into the team.
No, definitely not. He has all the talent, and he has that flexibility to play across the front line and pop up anywhere. And like you've seen here, score goals from anywhere as well. So again, he won't be pigeonholed into an academy player who was trained in one position for the last 6-7 years till he gets to the first team. So I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever. It's just maybe working on a bit of upper body strength for the championship, but like the talent wise, no shock at all if he goes straight in, and you could definitely surprise defenders over there.
Absolutely, we wish him well. Dundalk without him, and there's talk, I think, of a couple of other players leaving Dundalk over this transfer window as well. So they've had such an incredible start to the season. I know some results recently haven't gone their way. They are back at home, and this is going to be interesting because Drogheda United are back in Dundalk. The last time Drogheda were in Dundalk, there were fireworks, literally.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a mouth-watering toy. Let's be honest. We want that rivalry in the league, don't we? It just adds that extra spice. This game is going to be massive for both reasons, for both teams. Pretty much, you have the European chase back on for Dundalk. You have Drogheda battling now pretty much to survive and get away from relegation. So any point they pick up is going to be massive again. So while the teams that are in the middle of the transfer window, we'll see bodies come into both teams. It's on the Dundalk side to see what they can keep. But in terms of the result, you're going to get splinters again, are we?
No, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a draw. I have to say, we sit on the fence, as you say, exactly. But just in terms of the fans, like, and I know fans are entitled to express themselves and they're entitled to let their feelings be known, and we want that passion in the league. But lads, this weekend and lassies, behave yourselves.
Yeah, we all know there's a line not to be crossed, and do damage like that had it didn't look right on the league, didn't look right on the fans. You don't want passion.
Didn't impress the Minister for Sport.
It didn't, and that's the other point. Yeah, everyone, because the league has grown so big, all eyes are on it from everywhere. So it didn't do anybody any favors. You don't want passion crossing the line into like being thugs. Really, let's be honest, it wasn't pleasant to see. So fingers crossed for an uneventful night off the pitch and even more events on the pitch.
Fireworks on it this time, but in terms of the football, not in terms of the pyrotechnics, let's call them. The last game, or the second game on Friday night, because there's only two, Waterford at home to St. Pat's. And we started talking weeks ago about Graham Coughlin bringing that survival instinct into Waterford. They're now off the bottom of the table because they went to Derry and they didn't just win, they won comfortably in Derry.
Yeah, and they deserve to be off the bottom as well. Like their performances have gone through the roof from what they were. It's one of the best turnarounds I've seen in a long time. I think over the last 5 games, Waterford are the joint best informed team, really, with Shamrock Rovers, 2 points per game. Like that's not a fluke. You can fluke a result here or get a late winner here, but they're starting to do it now regularly, and the league is waking up. Go right, we have to really worry about these. Their front line is terrifying teams, and they'll be worried if I was Sligo and Drogheda at the moment.
And of course, we saw speculation about Tommy Lonergan going for League of Ireland record fee. Corey Gammond is still a great striker in the League of Ireland. It doesn't matter what age he is.
Yeah,
He's almost the Messi of the league, is he?
yeah, definitely. His movement is so sharp. You can see it doesn't matter what age he is. That couple of yards turn this way, he's going to occupy defenders as well, and they'll be looking over the shoulder and taking their eye off other attackers, which Tommy Lonergan is really benefiting from. So I think it's imperative they keep him. It was just typical that he had to score those goals against Derry a couple of days after the bid. So I don't know if that's going to double his fee or his wages, but for Warburt's sake, I don't think they can afford to let him go just yet.
And of course, Waterford, as I said, off the bottom. Sligo are on the bottom. They don't play until Saturday. They're in Galway, 5 o'clock kickoff for that one. But Waterford, if they can get 3 points ahead of Sligo on Friday night by beating St. Pat's, which won't be easy, by the way. Let's acknowledge that it won't be easy to beat St. Pat's, the form they've been in of late. But if Waterford can get that statement win, it'll really put it up to Sligo on Saturday, won't it?
Yeah, that's it. It's all the pressure now is on Sligo because a gap can really form. I think that just shows how the league has gone this year, where the momentum swings so majorly in a couple of weeks, hasn't it? Like the gap Sligo has all gone now. They have no chance. It's no, oh well, we get this player in. Hopefully, like they brought in Jay McGonigal. Is he going to turn the season around? There's no hope if what's down the line. It's this weekend could really fall behind, and unless they bring in another couple to support Jamie, I fear for them. But John Russell always has a player up his sleeve, so.
And he's not bad at doing miracles towards the end of the season either, to be fair to him and to be fair to everybody at Sligo. It seems like an eternity, Darrell, since we used to call them winless Waterford, isn't it?
Yeah, remember that? Yeah, jeez, that was, it feels like a lifetime ago or a different season.
And then they became one win Waterford, and now they can't stop winning.
We all call them European chasing Waterford.
We all give them European chasing just yet. Well, look, thank you as always, Darrell, for your time. The best of luck to everybody in European action on Thursday night. We look forward to some rock blocking beats. Is that what Declan Pearce says in Europe this week and next week? And of course, we look forward to welcoming you back next week. We'll probably be back on Thursday, I suspect, next week with the games in Europe as well. But Darrell Geraghty, as always, thank you. And I look forward to reading your words of wisdom.
Thank you so much. Speak soon.